And it seemed to make perfect sense that both of our organizations collaborate on storytelling programs such as this, especially because everyone is welcome at the library.
A lot of people are refugees, and a lot of people carry some pain and some loss. And we can be proud that a lot of people can come to this country and start over in peace and freedom. It's an American value.
Have you ever wondered why you're still alive while someone else you knew isn't? Or have you ever wondered why you still have arms, legs, and eyes while someone else you know doesn't? These were everyday thoughts that passed through my mind when I first escaped the Syrian civil war. My name is Tuhig, and I'm a Syrian Armenian. I was born and raised in Aleppo, Syria. And just like all the other Armenians in Aleppo, my grandparents survived the Armenian genocide in 1915. How ironical that nearly a century later, it was me who was going to flee, leaving the city that offered my father a safe harbor. If you would tell anyone from my generation or younger that Aleppo would become a place with bombs falling on our houses, helicopters hovering over our neighborhoods, car bombs exploding, and snipers shooting from the rooftops, who would have told you there's no way? Aleppo was the safest place on earth. I remember being in a restaurant with my husband and his family, and we were counting the sounds of the bombs exploding in another neighborhood, maybe half an hour away. 40, 41, 42. We were relaxed, thinking, they're not here? Imagine, during that period, we even bought new furniture for the kids' room. My husband had a close friend who had a friend who worked at the Armenian Airlines, and she could find some tickets for us. It was in the middle of the pitch darkness. My husband walked all the way to a hotel that had electricity in order to print the plane tickets. It was 110 degrees, scorching hot August nights. We began our dangerous journey to the airport. There were a lot of checkpoints manned by different armies. We didn't know who controlled the airport. I covered my hair in case we were stopped by an Al-Qaeda checkpoint. We paid for a taxi that was nearly as expensive as the airplane tickets.
On Sunday, September 30th, 1979, I remember standing outside the home that I was born in, talking to my childhood sweetheart, who's telling me, why are you leaving? I will never leave my country. And for what? To end up working at a restaurant in America? This is the same man I end up marrying 13 years later, and together for 27 years now. I also remember the whole block of neighbors in tears as my father, my sister, and I said our goodbyes to them. As we knocked on the doors, telling them we're leaving the next morning. Every household is coming outside, watching us knock on another door, and we're all crying. Not everyone left the way we did. They left in secret in the middle of the night because of the fear of the government, including my best friend. I woke up one morning and was told, they're gone. Like, how? No way, it's not possible. I walked to her house, and sure enough, they were gone, leaving everything behind.
Right after their victory, the radio stopped playing all music that we grew up with in the South and replaced it by aggressive revolutionary music from the North. Many people were getting arrested and sent to re-education camps. I was the oldest of 12 children, just graduated from high school. I started to work two businesses. One, repairing motorcycles, and the other in the black market. I began planning how my family could escape from Vietnam. In 1976, relatives suggested that I partner up with 3 of them to buy a boat. We decided to take an opportunity to purchase a boat for 50 ounces of gold. Just so you understand how much money this is. Our whole house was worth only 10 ounces of gold. The day of the escape, everyone loaded onto the boat. An officer took a final head count to make sure we'd pay for everyone. There were 265 passengers, 265 boat people. That's how many we needed for the amount of bribe money we had to pay. The journey took 3 days. Most everyone vomited. The crowded bottom compartment of the boat was smelly and humid. Everyone was miserable. Finally, I spotted the lighthouse that we were looking for. We make it. Government officers would not let us land it in a boat. They forced us to Singapore. It was dark and very hard. Our steering wheel cable was broken. The boat was unstable in the stormy weather. My cousin cut a hole to the bottom of our boat. As we were sinking, and the Malaysians were forced to take us. We make it.